Hello, boys and girls. How are we today? Waste paper should go in the rubbish bin and washing should go into the filth room. It's time to spring clean our homes. Everyone bring your brushes and dustpans and gather round. Do I make myself clear, children?
Hey there everybody, welcome back to more Rule of Rose. We find ourselves in this bright, sunshiny day, bound up to a post yet again. But there are no scissors to get us free this time. And it seems even Brown might not be able to help us. Come on, Brown, I know you can do it. So how exactly did we get back from the airship to the orphanage? And what exactly happened last time? We seemingly got overwhelmed by a whole horde of imps, and yet again it seems that Jennifer was rather unjustly blamed for something she didn't actually do. All that we really know is, well, that Jennifer is a very unlucky and lonely young girl. But the first thing that we notice is shining on the ground is one of the many red crayons that Jennifer had shoved into her mouth. And while it seems semi-unimportant, if we look at it in the pause menu, we will see that it does have a find option, which means that hopefully we can find something to shed some light on this whole red crayon thing. But first things first, we should heed the intercom message we heard earlier. I guess we have some chores to go get to. Well, it's good to see that Mr. Hoffman is alive and kicking and not a slobbering monster anymore, but I do find it a bit weird that he says we were playing hooky. Clearly not our fault that we were bound to a post, but I don't know, maybe we can talk to him and try to reason with him. Also, I hope you enjoy this particular tune, as it will play for repeat for most of this chapter. Now we can actually see in the fish tank what appears to be a little orphanage. How sweet.
You dirty wretch. Why are you always trying to get out of work? Can't you do your job like all the other children?
But sadly it seems that we're not going to be able to reason with Mr. Hoffman. He seems fairly certain that we were just trying to shirk our duties. And if we talk to him again, he gives us pretty much the basis for the first half of the chapter, which is that we should try to go around and see if we can offer some assistance to the other children cleaning. Before we get to that though, if we go into Mr. Hoffman's closet really quick, we'll actually be able to find another lollipop, which we are going to need for later. But we might as well use that red crayon and figure out where that leads us. I think we've found where we are inevitably led to, which is the Cell of Repentance. A rather odd and ominous name for a room locked away in a basement. But down here in this barren room, we do find the pledge for the Red Rose Aristocrats. Nothing we haven't already learned about loving thy neighbor and offering a monthly gift. Just seems overly ominous to find it sitting down here in what appears to be a dungeon. But with that out of the way, we should actually start to investigate the orphanage proper. The first place we want to actually check into is another room in the basement. The Cell of Remorse. Seems to be something of a wood workshop. We actually find the final weapon of the game, the lumberjack axe. Fairly powerful, medium range, it's not too bad. We also find a can of dog food. One of the many healing items that we can actually use on Brown if we felt inclined to do so. I haven't actually had much reason to use it. But the orphanage can seem mildly overwhelming since we weren't really able to fully investigate it beforehand. We do have a map to show us around, but there are still quite a few locked doors, and the children we have to find are in very specific rooms. Trying to figure that out can be very difficult your first time through. But it seems the little crying princess is needing some assistance on the stove. Let's see if we can't help her. It seems though, instead of offering our heeds to help her, she just seems to ignore us. Well, maybe someone else needs our help. Next place we want to head is actually up to the second floor. Most of the other doors on the first floor are either locked or empty rooms. Here we find the playful young prince who enjoys his trains. We also find a few more healing items. But I can almost assume that he was the one that drew all these rather shabbily drawn crayon railroad tracks around the orphanage. But I can only assume he's not really that intent on helping clean either, and as such he doesn't really pay us any heed. We do find a drumstick, another healing item for Brown. Kind of get the feeling that Brown is going to be taking quite a bit of damage in this particular chapter. That was pretty rude. I wonder who threw that. And on this crumpled piece of paper we find a rather distressing message. We didn't steal anything. We were wrongly accused of doing so, but we definitely didn't steal anything. But this just circles around back to the filth room. Don't really need to go that way just yet. And it looks like we've stumbled across Clara, cleaning rather diligently. Maybe she needs some help. Or maybe she is fine cleaning by herself. Even though that was a rather odd response to get. I wonder what's wrong. Well, I guess we should just go find another child and see if they need help.
Clara.
I wonder what they could be up to.
Look, there's some dust over here. Give it a wipe.
No, they're still just cleaning. I guess Mr. Hoffman decided to help as well. And on the balcony, we find Eleanor, probably bird watching, knowing how much she loves her birds. Maybe she needs some help. Or maybe, like per usual, she just wants to be left alone to stare at that faraway land that she wants to get to. It's understandable, we'll just leave her to that. There's still quite a few more children we can try to help. I'm sure someone here has to be pretty helpful to get Jennifer's help. Even though some mean child just keeps on throwing paper at us. always with these hateful messages? Our next destination is not too far away. I think it's going to be the library. And you know who might as well be in the library? Why, it's Meg the Bespeckled Princess. Maybe she needs some help.
Look!
Well, hey, what are you guys reading? Is it pretty funny? But sadly, they won't share what they're reading. And yet again, we just kind of get driven away. Not really sure what we could have done to them. All we've been trying to do the entire game is to ingratiate ourselves to them. Maybe it's who's ever spreading these horrible lies about us. Even though I feel uncomfortable talking to Amanda, she's bound to be the most likely person to actually talk to us. But instead, she's much like the other children, even more obviously so, trying to ignore us. Really, we're running out of children we can possibly talk to. I think there's actually only one left that we can even try.
Aha!
Well, even though Diane has never really been too talkative with us, maybe she wants some reprieve from her broom pushing. But as per usual, she gives her usual response of ignoring us with an upturned nose. At this point, I'm just not really sure what other options we have left to us. It seems like nobody wants us to help them clean. I'm sure this has to be just another hate-filled message directed towards us. But no, it's a different message altogether. I wonder what's going on down at the hall. Maybe someone actually needs our help now. No, it was just another hurtful trick. And this time it actually did hurt. It took almost half of our life away. What a mean-spirited thing to do, but it looks like we have another message in the middle of the hall.
Boys and girls, cleaning time is over. Waste paper should go in the rubbish bin, and washing should go into the filth room. Are the rooms all spick and span? Are the halls all sparkling clean? It's almost time for bed. Diana, Eleanor, Xavier, Meg, Susan, Nicola, Thomas, Clara, Olivia. Be thankful for this wonderful day, and let us pray for an even better day tomorrow. Get ready for bed, and may you have a good night's rest.
And as day turns to night, we find ourselves quickly assaulted by a massive horde of imps. And we get rather distressing news that it appears that we are the gift for the month. I get the feeling that being the gift, we either have to be dead or alive, and I'm going to assume the imps would rather us be dead. But for this particular portion of the game, we first have to figure out what we need to do. And, well, we notice that the inner courtyard door has a rather new locking mechanism on it. We get 3 different messages here, each with a picture of very particular enemy types. And it's these enemy types we're going to have to hunt for in the orphanage. So we might as well go ahead and equip a weapon. We're going to be using the Knight Rapier, as it does a good large amount of damage. And we're going to start on our journey. Well, what's Wendy doing out there in the courtyard? Well, at least hopefully she'll be safe out there from all these imps. But to find all the special enemies we need to find, we pretty much just have to revisit all the rooms where we spoke to children before. The first one being a rat in the kitchen. And as you can see there, hopefully the rapier will make this entire expedition somewhat trivial. But a door that was previously locked in the orphanage is this room. It actually leads to Martha's bedroom. Nothing too much in here, just another healing item for Brown. But I am going to do a bit of skipping around, as most of the halls are just filled with imps. We only really need to go to very specific rooms, such as the library to fight one of the goat sisters. Now, technically, this could be a harder fight depending on if you don't have a good weapon, especially with the confined spaces and the addition of some enemies. But we are fairly well prepared at this point, and we have no problems massacring anything that gets in our way. We can also start to draw some allusions between the animals we find and the children that had previously occupied these rooms. I don't want to say anything too negative about Amanda, considering her mindset, but she did seem to be quite piggish. In this dormitory, we do find another axe-wielding rat. And while this room may seem somewhat easy, if we venture too far in, we do find that there is a much larger ambush waiting for us. Thankfully, the locked door is triggered by the presence of the rat, and upon killing it, we can easily exit out. All that leaves is a pig and a goat, and they're actually both waiting for us down in the main hall. Now these two can be a rather nasty combination, considering the reach of the goat and the charge of the pig. But Brown allows me to run over and assault the pig while he distracts the goat. We just have to now take down the final goat sister. And with the door now unlocked, we should probably go make sure that Wendy isn't too overwhelmed. Hopefully imps aren't rushing the door. Well, we seem to be relatively safe now in the courtyard. I'm a bit surprised that Wendy is so calm, but we do find another item here on the ground. Just going to go ahead and make some space for it, even though it's not really a useful item to us. We will need some inventory space. But it's another rare healing item for Brown. I think there is actually only one animal bone in the entire game. Seems a rather grisly thing to find with such a adorable description. But while we're in relative safety, there's this rather odd box over here with what appears to be another story. And this particular tale is even more odd than what we normally find. It talks about a girl finding a hole in the ground, and out of that hole comes a number of little people. These little people tell her that she is to be buried. Today is the day of her funeral. And being as the little girl is not actually dead, she doesn't really want to be buried alive. So these little people give her another option. She can either choose to be buried alive or bury her friend. And with that, the little girl decides to bury her best friend instead. And upon finishing reading, all of the imps that were in the orphanage have suddenly disappeared. But much like their disappearance, so has Wendy and Brown. Now, where on earth could they have possibly gone? Well, we hear that similar whimpering we heard from the prologue. And as of last time, we pretty much had to go up to the attic. Oh, wait, there's Brown. Seems like he's hurt. But no, that's not Brown at all. That's just a stuffed animal. I guess all the stress is just getting to Jennifer and she's starting to hallucinate now. Oh, there's Brown. No, it's just another hallucination. I mean, is the whimpering we're hearing hallucinations? Are they imps? I mean, is the entire orphanage just a hallucination? I mean, the first thing we really remember is getting off a bus. But at this point, we really don't have any other choice. I mean, Brown's our dear friend. We can't let him die. But our destination is pretty clear at this point. We need to get to the gift door and get into the altar room. I get a feeling Brown's in there. In fact, I get a very, very strong feeling that Brown is in there.
My friend! Give me back my friend! forgive you. Not ever. And as for the rest of you, how could you believe all those lies? Aristocrats! You're just the opposite. I hate you, and I hate you, and you! And I hate myself the very most for playing your stupid games and not having the strength to stand up to you! It's all just hideous!